Hey everybody, greetings. Steve Campbell here with Kevin McCarter. We are excited to bring you another video. Thanks for tuning into this YouTube station, whether you're in a 401k or a simple IRA. Our team is just honored to have the privilege to work with you. We are champions in all of our blog posts and all of our videos for always recommending that you should schedule your annual complimentary review. I think the key point is that it's free and that you should do it. As a participant within a retirement plan, it is our fiduciary obligation to make sure that we are helping you understand how your plan works and what is available to you. But we kind of wanted to demystify what is actually involved in a review meeting so that you know exactly what you're getting into. Kevin, you have run countless meetings for us on behalf of Sweet K, our retirement plan team here at Seed Planning Group. So we wanted to walk you through today, if you've never done this before, kind of the how to schedule a meeting and then what is involved from Kevin's perspective. Let me first start off by saying you have an unbelievable resource available to you through 401ktime.com. That's 401ktime.com. In the top right corner, you're going to find a contact us button. This is where you can get in touch with us anytime. Head over to the website, go to the contact us button, and there's going to be a little radio button that says schedule your annual review. Once you do that, that email comes directly to us. That doesn't go to a third party. That doesn't go to some company somewhere else. That goes to real people that work on your behalf, like Kevin, myself, and our retirement plan team. We receive that notification that says, look, you're ready to meet. It's time to get going. We get your name, your contact email, where you work, and then we will schedule that review for you. Once that meeting is scheduled, though, we want you to understand what is actually involved, the time commitment, what do we discuss? That way we just make sure that we're all on the same page. So, Kevin, when somebody has taken the confident step of saying, you know what, I'm ready to meet with somebody, whether they've done it before or this is going to be a first time, as a financial planner on these plans, what is it that you typically go over with somebody that does that?
Yeah, you mentioned about the time commitment. Normally, we allocate about 30 minutes to these meetings. There's times these meetings last 10 minutes, times they last 45. But we earmark about 30 minutes. And normally, what happens, or not, I think normally what happens is what happens. First things first, you get an agenda before the meeting. And this is really impactful because it lets you know what you're walking into. Steve, just like you said, this is a confident step. We want you to feel confident walking into this, that you're not walking into a black hole where you don't know what's going on. Right? You get an agenda where you know the outline of what it is we're going to be talking about. And this makes it less intimidating. And another point with this too is, we're about to be talking about your finances during this review meeting. It lets you get your head right. It lets you say, I'm ready to have this conversation. I know what's going to be discussed, etc. And then once we get into the meeting, we always open the floor up first and say, like, hey, Steve, what do you want to talk about? Like, you scheduled this meeting. You put in your little notes section there. You want to talk about this and that. We're going to talk about it. It's on the agenda. You saw it on the agenda. Is there any other questions you have? Let's go ahead and make sure we address and make this as meaningful and impactful a meeting as possible for you. And how you answer that really guides the conversation. There's times we scrap the agenda and say, okay, no, you asked something that's not what we're going to be covering. Let's go ahead and scrap the agenda. We're going to do something else. We're going to talk about what you want to talk about. And there's times where we just follow down the agenda pretty smoothly, right? And very commonly, the types of things we do cover is, about your 401k, about your simple IRA. We cover your balances, the different types of balances you have, whether that's Roth or pre-tax. What does even that mean? Roth or pre-tax, provide education around that. Talk about how you are currently contributing to your account. What does your plan even allow? How does it allow you to contribute? Is it able to do Roth contributions or only pre-tax contributions? What does your match look like? If your company offers a match, how do they match? How much do you need to contribute to get the match? How does that vest? What even is vesting? Right? We cover all these things so that you are an informed participant, an informed member of your plan, of where you work, so that you know that you are on the right path here for retirement. And one of the very common pieces we also hear is, am I invested appropriately? What does my investments do? I don't even know what I'm invested in. Commonly hear that. And so we discuss how you are invested. What is a target date fund? How does that intrinsically work? Normally there's a lineup of funds you can choose from, right? We discuss your different options. What is the difference between a large cap, a small cap, a target date fund, the different bond funds? You reread the funds and it says value or small or growth. And it's like, I don't know which one to choose. We try to dissect it and say, what does these things actually mean to you and then trying to provide education so that you can make the right choices
Yep.
with this. And very commonly, what we end up seeing throughout all this, because again, our goal of these review meetings is to provide education, right? As part of the whole fiduciary nature of this is before we can make recommendations, we have to have a contractual agreement in place. And so a lot of times people start asking us questions that really goes beyond the scope of what these review meetings are. These review meetings are to inform you of your plan, make sure you are fully knowledgeable about everything you have access to, right? To give you the needed information to make the changes you need to make. Whenever people start asking us, like, what should I do, right? How should I be invested? How much do I need to contribute? Talk to me about life insurance. Talk to me about disability. Talk to me about estate planning. Talk to me about my projections. Am I on track? Do I have enough for retirement? A lot of times those questions are bigger than what the scope of this means. I mean, we don't set aside 30 minutes, and those are some big loaded questions there, right? And so in the event that if a participant ever asks questions that go beyond the scope of education, right, then commonly we tell them about financial planning and say, what does the actual financial planning look like? What benefits do we think as a fiduciary, should you do this, should you not? What benefits, and try to dollarize those benefits. We think this is going to add this much money to your life. This is going to improve your life in this way, right? And so
Let me stop you right there for 1 second, just to help everybody kind of understand too what role we play when it comes to your retirement plan, just so that we're all on the same page. So if you look at your retirement plan statement, you might see a name like a Fidelity or a Principal. That is your custodian, right? That is basically where the 401k or simple IRA is held. Well, they do not have local professionals that can meet with you as an individual. So there's an 800 number that you can call. What your employer has chosen to do is to hire our Sweet K team, which is simply a division of Seed Planning Group, which is our financial planning company. We partner with a lot of different retirement plans to basically be the intermediary between your custodian, the Fidelities and the Principals, and you as an employee. So Kevin is one of the financial planners that works at Seed Planning Group, but also serves on a retirement plan team with Sweet K. Why is that important? Instead of having to call an 800 number all the time, you have a real professional that works on your behalf. So if your account is held at Fidelity, when Kevin meets with you for that review meeting, he's basically representing Fidelity as a liaison, if you will, to talk about your plan. But as he's saying, we are there to help monitor and service the 401k or the simple IRA, but we are also financial professionals by trade. This is what we do every day. So when we meet with you, it is simply to discuss your retirement plan at your employer. But if you have questions that go beyond your 401k or simple IRA about what your spouse is doing, or should you be putting more money away, now you're kind of getting into the road of financial planning. So we want you to understand that the very cool thing that your employer has chosen to do for you is to hire a retirement plan team that is dedicated to your success, which is very different from a lot of other employees across the United States. When they have questions, they go to HR, they knock on the door and say, what in the world do I do? HR can't tell you, so they tell you call the 800 number. That is most employees' experience when they deal with a retirement plan. But you have the added benefit, because of your employer, to have professionals like Kevin and myself and an entire team of people that are committed to helping ensure that you really are getting the most from your money in life. So when we are dealing with you in that 15, 30-minute meeting, we are simply there to help make sure that your 401k and simple IRA are doing what it should be doing. But what you are talking about is when people have questions that go beyond the plan. What do? We want you to know that there's opportunities for us to talk about that with you, but it's a line that we will always make sure that we're addressing with you, which is kind of, Kevin, what you were getting into. So you can continue. Sorry for that.
No, I think that's a good added piece there. And again, not every time do we give entry into the financial planning route, but every time that we've had these meetings, the meetings always end with really the participants being very appreciative of the meeting, because usually we help shed light and give education to say, oh, this is how my vesting works. Oh, this is how much money I have in my 401k. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I can contribute pre-tax and Roth. This is the differences of those two. I think I should be doing this one over that one. Right? They have such clarity about this. And just like Steve, you were talking about, is whenever they do have questions that extend beyond the scope of their plan itself, one of the things I always voice and appreciate is to say, okay, I know who to turn to when that time is right. There's people that I've already talked to, already met, already have a face to, to say, okay, I want to pursue planning, or hey, I just want to talk about my 401k and my simple IRA, and that's a-okay. We're here to help get you the most out of your money in life and make this 401k simple IRA experience be as beneficial and grow to as big of an asset as it can for you.
Yeah, and I think it's really important that what prompts a lot of these meetings, when we do education meetings, it's your plan. Usually people after that meeting get excited or raise their hand or they get nervous and they're like, what should I be doing? Don't forget, every year you have the ability to set up an annual review. There's no cost to you. We'll also get into things like, hey, do we have beneficiaries on file? Whether you think financial planning is right with you doesn't matter to us. It's just let's do the basic things really well. So let's make sure that your account has a beneficiary. Let's make sure you're understanding how much you're putting into your account. Could you be doing more? Where is that money going? How is it performed? These are all just basic questions. When you're out there being an engineer or whatever you do for your job, you're not expected to know everything there is to know about retirement accounts. That's why we're here. So we're going to go over at least exactly how your plan works. And when you hear the word vesting, I just want to plant this idea. You hear these words in financial literacy. Vesting means if you ever have to leave your job, are you able to take all of your dollars with you? Or has your company set up a vesting schedule that says if you leave before a predetermined amount of time, you can only take your contributions, for example, not what your employer has put in? We have people all the time asking us, what do I do about my old 401k? There are different actionable items that prompt people to schedule a review. But if you really want to get the most from your money in life, honestly, every year, take advantage of the fact that you get a free opportunity to meet with a professional. Sure, you can wait for, previous employers to tell you got to roll their 401k out, or it's the end of the year, so let's scramble. Put it on your calendar. First quarter of the year, second quarter of the year, I am going to meet with my retirement plan team to make sure that I'm doing what I should be doing. Those are the most successful people that we work with. But the cool thing is, as life happens and you have questions that go beyond your 401k or simple IRA, we're here to help too. So you can head over to 401ktime.com, schedule that annual review. Kevin or a number of our planners will contact you to go over exactly what Kevin said. We'll get you an agenda, make sure you have questions and follow up. And if there's something that comes up in the meeting that we need to address additionally, we will not leave you hanging. We will make sure that you have the answers to the big life questions that you have. But we wanted to kind of demystify and de-arm the fact that meeting with a financial professional does not have to be scary. As long as you understand exactly kind of what you're getting from that meeting. And we love meeting with people. There's nothing, Kevin, and I don't want to speak on your behalf. There is nothing more exciting taking somebody from a place of anxiety or I'm just not sure to a place of confidence. And every time they meet with you, it's, Kevin, I did exactly what we talked about last time and look what's happening. What would it look like if we were able to take money from a place of pain and kind of just, I don't know, to a place of, it's a tool, man. Let's use it. Let's make sure you're doing what you should be doing. So again, wanted to get this information to you because we think it's really important. Don't miss out on the things that can really help you move the ball forward in your life. And Kevin, thanks for being on. You do a rocking job. If you get a chance to Kevin, he will help you in unbelievable ways. But again, as always, thank you for watching this video. We hope it inspires you, but don't be a stranger. Connect with us and let us know how we can help.
Don't be a stranger.